Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley Banks, and right now we about to get into this round 1 BBL. Okay, so before I get into it, please go like, share, subscribe my channel, and stay tuned for more BBL content and other content too. So first and foremost, why did I want a BBL? I've always loved my body. I've always been like on the petite side. Even after I had 2 kids, I've always been petite. And I had a little booty, but I wanted my stomach to be flatter. So I'm like, fuck it, I'ma just go get me a BBL. I wasn't scared. It was just all about saving up the money to go do it. So this is something I've been researching probably since 2015. And me and my homegirl was talking about it, and it was something we both wanted to do, so we went and did it together. So my round 1 experience, my doctor was Dr. Harry. He's at Dolls Cosmetics in Miami, and I was very happy with my round 1. My wish pick was Kylie Jenner because I wanted to be on the slim thick side, but I still wanted my ass to be fatter, you know, my waist snatched, and I wanted lats as well as hips. So my wish pick was Kylie, and I believe that he delivered on that. However, I mistakenly gained about 40 pounds for surgery, which was way too much, and I feel like my frame was a little too thick to have that slim thick look. So it made me feel like I needed hips. So that's why I'm going back for round 2. So we'll talk about that later. But overall, I feel like Harry did a great job. I was very pleased with my results. How long was the downtime? So I was down about 3 weeks before I went back to work. I feel like the worst of it was the very first week, like day 1, day 2. I'll even say day 2, day 3, because day 1 I was just super grateful that I even woke up. So I feel like that was overshadowing or trumping the pain. But day 2 was a very rough day for me, and day 3 was pretty rough too. But I know by day 4 I was good. Like, I was able to get in and out of the shower. It was relieving. My massages weren't as bad. And then we also left our recovery house day 4 to go stay at a room for the remaining 2 days, for day 5 and day 6 that I was in Miami. So how much was this surgery? This surgery was $5,500 at the time. And then you also had to pay an additional $100 for a COVID fee. You had to pay for a garment. And I want to say that's it, but just know that whatever your base surgery is, there is more than likely going to be additional costs for whatever else they require. So for Dolls Cosmetic, it was you had to buy your stage 1 FAJA from them, and then you also had to pay for a COVID test. But ironically, I never ended up paying for my COVID test. I took one in Michigan before I left, but I was never required to take one at Dolls, which was really crazy, but that's how it went. Waking up was, as I said, just such a beautiful feeling for me. Like, when I woke up, I felt like my butt was super, super tight. It was super heavy, and it was super sore. And I was actually laying on my back. I woke up, I was cold, kind of confused of where I even was. But the ladies helped me to the wheelchair and helped me to my recovery home driver's van. And on the way home, I had already requested for my driver to have like a soundtrack ready for me. So I asked her to play Saucy Santana, Blue Bands. I asked her to play Sada Baby, and I also asked her to play my music. So it was like a kind of long ride from where I was in Aventura to where we were going to the recovery house. It's probably like a 35-minute drive. And I was jamming the whole way, and I was just so happy that I made it, and I woke up and I had my new ass that I could feel because it was banging. Like, it was literally, it was so sore. So, sidebar, with the ride home, I recommend that you get a long body pillow. The link will be at the bottom. You find it on Amazon. Friends, when you get your body pillow, keep it rolled up. Keep it rolled up, because otherwise you have a big long ass pillow. But that was something that I picked up from watching reviews, and that was such a game changer, because even though they had an air mattress in the back of the van, that body pillow was just an extra level of comfort, and then I also had it in the bed, and your body is so sore, like it just feels really relieving to lay on something so soft. So make sure you get you a long body pillow, not a pregnancy pillow that curves, but just like a long, like rectangular body pillow, because that's definitely a game changer. I was asked, what did I feel recovery house versus hotel? So when I went down there, I actually experienced both. I actually recommend a recovery house, because recovery houses are really just like a one-stop shop. They're covering everything in most cases. Now, I'm going to drop my recovery house as well as my sister's recovery house down below. But that covers your travel, that covers your food, everything's all inclusive. Your supplies that you may need additional ones of, because of course you're going to come with your own supplies, but laundry, care, you really can't beat it. You just have to make sure that you find the right one. My recovery house was great. I stayed at Dream Dolls in Miami. The ladies really treated me like family, me and my best friend that was with me, and it was just a great time. Like, good vibes, good people, the food was good. I felt really well taken care of. So I definitely recommend a recovery house. Now on the other end, we went to a hotel our last 2 days. Initially, the first hotel that we were going to check into asked us for a $500 additional deposit unexpectedly, because they knew while we were there, they saw that we had on the long dresses and the compression socks, and we had big booties, so they already knew that we were there having surgery, so they didn't want their rooms being damaged, and that's why they required that additional $500. And if you're not prepared for that, that's kind of like, okay, now what do I do? So you want to make sure that you're taking extra funds as well. So we ended up going to book another hotel. We ended up going somewhere near the airport, which worked out great because we were able to take their free shuttle to the airport without having to waste money on an Uber or figuring out how we were going to get there. It was really smooth. And I want to say that was like a Marriott near the Fort Lauderdale airport. I'm not 100% sure, but they were awesome, and they did not require that $500 additional deposit. What to pack? I'm going to drop a list below that is going to explain all the essentials to pack. Honestly, I suggest that you pack light. Try to fit everything that you can in a carry-out bag. Because that way you'll avoid having to go through baggage claim. You'll avoid having to pay that extra money and having to even fuss with a big luggage when you're leaking and you're sore and you're not yourself, like in an airport. Just avoid all of that. Try to fit everything you can in a carry out so that your process will be a lot smoother, and then you're not overpacking. Because honestly, from the time that you get there to your procedure to getting back and just being there recovering, that's all you're doing is recovering. Like, you're not gonna really need much. So for all of your clothing, from your robe to your gowns, your oversized gowns, very important to size up. But from your robe, your oversized gowns, your compression socks, your slippers, get everything in all black so that you're not leaking and bleeding all over the place. Just make sure you get everything in all black and size up for everything too. So I'll also add the list of the essentials to bring, but you really just need minimal things. You need your clothing that you're gonna wear. You may want to take Benadryl, extra strength Tylenol PM to help you sleep, arnica tea or arnica tablets. There's a few things that you can take, but I'm actually going to give you guys a specific list so that you can check off and you'll have everything that you need and nothing extra. Make sure you take a long extension cord as well, because you never know how the room is going to be set up and where the charger ports are. So you want to be able to be comfortable while you're recovering and be able to charge your phone wherever you may be located. Also, on the topic of recovery houses, see when you go to your pre-op appointment if it's a possibility that you can get your prescription, or to at least let them know that you're going to leave your ID or your driver's license with your recovery house so that they can go and get your prescription on behalf of you while you're under. You know, so once you get out of your procedure, then hopefully you won't have that much of a wait if you prepare ahead of time, even though I hear that there's a huge shortage on pain meds in Miami. So just try, and fingers crossed on that one. So the flight back was terrible. I won't even lie. Like, we had a layover, so we just were doing the most, and we were like really, really sore. But we worked it out. myself and my friend, we both actually turned around on our knees after we took off, because we took off on a BBL pillow, but we actually turned around on our knees and had our upper body, Santana voices.
What's big besides my Chanel purse?
Your upper body.
Huh?
But we had our upper body in the chair of the plane. So it was like we weren't like sitting on our actual butt, because you don't want to mess up your results. You just pay all this money. You don't want to mess up your results. One thing that's important to remember on the travel bag is to request wheelchair assistance. You can actually do this when you're purchasing your flight. If you need to call back after the fact, that's fine too. But just having the wheelchair assistance is going to make things so much easier. It's going to facilitate your commute from getting off the plane to getting where you need to go, or even when you first get to the airport. When you ask for wheelchair assistance, they're gonna wheel you through TSA. They're gonna wheel you all the way up into your aircraft. So you don't have to worry about walking and being sore and having to like leak all over the place. You can sit down comfortably on your BBL pillow and get rolled through the airport, which is like the best. Princess treatment. Did I have to remove my piercings? I did, and I'm so sad because my belly button ring actually closed. So very pissed about that, but it's okay. But you do have to remove all your piercings, and like the day before your surgery, they want you to stop like drinking. You can't have anything. You can't have gum. You can't even like brush your teeth, put on deodorant, lotion, or anything. They want you to wash down with antibacterial soap. Every place is different, but I say between like the hours of 10 and 12, you can't have anything after that time. And that's until after your surgery, of course. For people who struggle with hemo, like I did, my hemo was very low. I'm also gonna insert another list of things that are going to help you build your hemo up, in case you have the problem that I did. So blood builders, Floridix, green leafy vegetables, beets. If you don't like beets, then you can get like a beet supplement, a beet powder. Staying away from coffee, because coffee does lower your hemo. Alcohol does as well, and I didn't know that, but now I do. Fluff Fairy. So the Fluff Fairy first came around, I was actually just talking to somebody about this. So at about 4 to 5 months, I felt like my ass was completely flat. Like it looked deflated. It looked very flat at the top, and it just looked overall smaller from the original way that it looked fresh out of surgery. So I was like really stressed out about the shit, but eventually ended up fluffing out, and that was like going closer to the 6 month mark. Then again, from the 6 months to the 8th month mark, I feel like it just continues to fluff more. And then once I got to a year, I'm actually almost 2 years in October, but once I got to a year, it fluffed out so much, like it has so much jiggle now, and then even my hips started to fluff out more. So you definitely have to trust the process, because one day it may look one way and then the next day it'll look another way. It's very important to stay in your FAJA. It's very important to stay compressed. As you see, I'm in my Waist Snatchers Neo band. I'm also going to drop a discount code for you guys, because this right here, baby, it keeps you snatched. It's very comfortable and it makes you sweat. So I always try to stay in some type of form of compression for my waist area. And for people who are early in the journey, just make sure you're staying in your FAJA, and make sure that you're staying hydrated and drinking a gallon of water a day at least. It's so hard, but I even tried to push myself to do a gallon or a gallon and a half a day this far past post-op, because it helps flush out toxins. It helps move everything around your body the way it needs to be moved, flushing out what doesn't need to be there, and protecting the cells of your new injected fat. So make sure you're drinking your water. I want to say I covered everything in a nutshell of my review. Overall, I'm very happy. The only regret that I have is that I didn't go bigger the first time, because now I'm scheduled for round 2. This time, instead of going to Dolls and going to Harry, I'll be going to Dr. Cannon. He's at Vixen. So he's a beast. I really just want to get my body rounded out. I feel like my hips and my lats are a little sharp, so I just want to have them rounded out a bit, and I want a little bit more projection. I want to be more snatched. After this, I am done. I won't be going back to do anything else, and I'll be getting in the gym to help enhance what the doctor has given me. So that's it for this video. Please stay tuned because I'll be coming back with some frequently asked questions and then a part 2 of my BBL experience, and I'll get more in depth about other things. But for now, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.